19 minutes past 1. Men at work, and who can it be now? On Phuket's Live 89.5. Steve with you here on Lifestyle through until 3 o'clock. And regular listeners to the show, and we do have a few, will know between 1 and 2 we like to bring somebody into the studio to have a little chat with us. And who can it be now? Quite appropriate, really, because we've got somebody in the studio who I've been dying to get hold of, because I've seen this little book hanging around our office since it sort of started to get together, and now it is out there. And I'm talking about the Phuket colouring book, powered by the Phuket News. You might have seen it yourself, so I thought it was about time we found out a little bit more about the person who put it all together. Good afternoon, Sophie Crichton, and welcome to Lifestyle. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. That's okay. Can you hear me okay? Oh, yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, absolutely fine.
Good. It's good to have you here in the studios. Thank you very much indeed. Now, let's just start with you. Sophie Crichton, you've got a bit of an editorial there telling us all about you. Graduated from Kingston University in the United Kingdom in 2006. Where's Kingston University?
In Surrey.
In Surrey?
Yeah.
You better educate some people who don't know where Surrey is in England. Whereabout is it then? It's down south?
Yeah, just outside London.
Just out south. So when you graduated from Kingston University, what did you actually graduate as?
I graduated as an illustrator, I suppose.
Yeah. Is that what you... I mean,
that was the degree I did, illustration.
So did this start at an early age then, to draw pictures? I mean, because we all doodle, as I suppose the word is. Even me, I'm rubbish at drawing pictures. Yeah. But did you get an inspiration from early on in your life, or did you just think it was something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I've always drawn since I was very, very small. It's kind of family related. My dad is a children's book illustrator, so...
Wow.
Got it from there.
And then you've gone on.
So I always saw him drawing, and I guess wherever he took a sketchbook, I did. And then I love drawing. And
do you take a book with you everywhere you go? Do you have a little notepad and scribble pictures down, or do you get ideas from that and then maybe take them in? Yeah,
a mixture really. Wherever I go, I always get inspired, and then usually I get an idea, and then I sit in front of my sketchbook and put it all together, quite easily, and quite may I say, very well done as well. Thank you.
So it's really cool, and it's nice this, because we here at the Phuket News obviously have the radio station and a newspaper, and the idea of a colouring book was not something that I would have thought they would have picked up upon, but I can understand the reasons why, and we'll talk about the colouring book in more details in a couple of minutes time here, because there's lots of things going on in it. But you yourself, how long have you been here in Thailand?
Been here for 9 months now.
In Phuket, yeah?
In Phuket.
But you came here a couple of years ago, didn't you? Well, not here, but in Thailand.
Yeah, and my husband and I actually got married on Koh Lanta.
Wow. How long ago was that?
About 2.5 years ago now.
2.5 years ago.
And we loved it so much, and we always said we'd come back to try it out for a bit longer.
Mm-hmm. And your husband works here then?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So between the two of you come back and chosen Phuket as the place to be. So that was when? How long ago? 9 months ago, you say?
Yeah, 9 months. Yeah.
So tell us the story of the last 9 months and how you got involved with the Phuket colouring book then.
Well, it's funny really, it's a bit of a coincidence. We moved in opposite the editor of the Phuket News and I was just talking to him over the fence, as you do, to the neighbours.
As you do, that's right.
As you do. And mentioned that in the UK I did some illustration for magazines and papers, and he was interested to see my website. Sent him my website, and just so happened he had an idea for colouring competition at the time, and it fitted my work, so he asked if I was interested in doing it. And
yeah, the colouring competition is in the weekly in the paper as well, and that's where that came from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's gone on towards the idea of the colouring book as well. And as I say, we'll talk a little bit more about that now. So you being here 9 months, and obviously 2.5 years ago getting married, you sort of then have to sort of get your mode into vibe of what to put in the colouring book. How did that come about?
It was very easy actually. I've done a lot of travelling while I was here. I've had a lot of people over from the UK and been going to different places, and I've just been so inspired by everything here.
So particularly the actual drawings, because what I'm going to try and do is, obviously this is radio, so you can't actually see the Phuket colouring book, although you can see it on the Facebook pages of the Phuket newspaper, and also you can be able to buy it, and we'll talk about that very shortly. But it's very, very aimed at a certain age group. What age group would you say then?
Oh, I'd say anything from 4 to 7 maybe. Yeah.
4 to 7.
Yeah.
So the illustrations are easy to colour in, but they're all educational illustrations in the book as well, aren't they?
Yeah, everywhere, every image is based on pretty much somewhere I've been, really.
So you've been to FC Phuket as well. That's in there.
People, just places around Phuket, and experiences I've had have come through in the book, really.
So I've got to ask you the question about Sophie drawing dogs instead of people, because the actual image of the book itself, I mean, I'm looking through it, and there's no people inside. Is that, well, I mean, is that because children can relate to animals more than people? Is that one way, or is it just your own personal preference?
That is sort of a bit of an obsession with mine currently.
Okay.
I love drawing animals. I probably love drawing animals more than people. I think it's more fun, isn't it, to see a dog in clothes doing something
that's
very
right,
surreal,
yeah.
And
yeah.
I guess a lot of my ideas are a bit surreal, and yeah, that's where that comes from, really. And there's so many dogs in Phuket. It's kind of quite fitting, really.
Quite a theme going through the book as well. Also, I mean, I was just saying there when you were talking about children, I remember growing up, I mean, the difficult thing about today is that everything is like computerized. Everything they can get a hold of and play with computers, handheld. I mean, I see 3-year-olds with iPads, unfortunately, and et cetera, et cetera. And when I was growing up, and especially in school, we were told to try and get involved with this kind of thing. Now, this is sort of old school in a way, but you think it could be actually a big family thing as well. I mean, if you've got youngsters drawing the pictures, mums and dads get involved with as well and help them get involved with. Is that an idea as well around the colouring book as well? Yeah,
I hope that books will never go away, and it's because it's something that you share with the family, and it's been great to see the competition, to see all the entries come in, and also how talented kids are, and how a lot of them enjoy adding their own little elements to the colouring, their own little characters, and it inspires them to want to draw, which I think is really important, to draw your own experiences and have fun with it on paper.
Do you think, I mean, even as you were growing up, I mean, obviously you were inspired by your father on this. I mean, you had a little bit of an advantage and guidance, and it's really good, the illustrations in the book itself. But do you think from your point of view, kids don't draw enough these days?
I think it depends on the child, but I think kids still draw a lot. We encourage it still in schools, and yeah.
You think that actually, I mean, this is a good idea, but this colouring book is actually get them involved and get the whole family involved and drawing it as well, yeah? Yeah,
definitely. And I think colouring books are great for if you're travelling with your kids, or you need to keep them occupied for a while, and kids can colour in for hours,
And also this one comes with crayons as well, which is really
I know,
good.
bonus.
It's pretty cool. Hey, listen, we're talking with Sophie Crichton here in the studio on Lifestyle today, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about the brand new Phuket colouring book, and also about the way of how it was actually put together. And we'll do that between now and 2 25 to 2, that's the easy beats, and Friday on my mind. I'll be happy then, because that's happening tomorrow, as we of course know. Afternoon to you, Phuket's Live 89.5. Steve here on Lifestyle through until 3 o'clock this afternoon, and usually every day, between 1 and 2, we have someone in the studio to have a little chat to about what's going on locally. And it's great today because this particular lady, I could talk to her all day. We've only got an hour because she's involved and responsible for this wonderful new Phuket colouring book, which I'll give you more details soon of how you can get your copy. In fact, it's out on sale now in so many hotels and schools and nurseries, actually all over the island already. But I wanted to talk to a little bit more to Sophie about the actual illustrations themselves, because I'm fascinated with this, because I can't draw to save my life. I try. I think I don't know. I mean, is there a special technique? I mean, somebody said to me about drawing particular faces. You have to draw the head first and then the eyes and whatnot, and I can do that bit, and then it all goes to pieces after that. I can do the smiley face kind of thing. So is there a technique that you use? I mean, obviously you've been influenced by your father, but is there a special way that you do things?
Well, it takes a lot of practice. I've been doing it. Been doing it for many years, and drawing dogs helps. Because
that is your pet thing.
That is my thing.
Pet thing, yeah. Drawing dogs.
Yeah, is there a way? Lots of practice and drawing. I think drawing what you love to draw is key, really. If you love to draw something, if you enjoy what you're drawing and you get into characters and you get into what you're drawing, then it comes more naturally, I think.
Well, I want to draw something in my head, and I've got the idea what it's going to look like, and it doesn't look like anything like when I actually write it down or draw it on paper. I mean, does that happen to you? And you're an expert
Oh, yeah,
at
it happens to me all the time.
You're laughing at this, but it probably does.
Yeah, no, it really does. I use a lot of reference as well. It's not... I mean, yeah, with practice, with years, things do come easier, but certainly... as I discovered with this book, is that sometimes you have something in your mind you want to draw, and you just try and draw it, and you can't draw it, and that's when you need to take photos or look on Google or whatever for inspiration.
So have you visited a lot of these places in the book?
Pretty much every one of those I have visited.
Because I mean, the book's got a theme, hasn't it? They're all places here in Phuket.
Yeah, and they're all inspired. Really, I did a lot of travelling, and they were all inspired by that. Not only in Phuket, but in Thailand. The elephant one is one of my favourite ones, actually.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that one. I've just seen
and
it.
that came after a trip I did to Chiang Mai, and I rode quite a few elephants, actually.
So how do you put this together then? Is there a certain technique how you do it? For instance, if you're thinking about this idea, how does it work? You do preparation, you do photos, you go and have a little look at it, you get an idea, and then now you want to put it down and then make it work. How does it work?
Well, usually it starts off in my head. I have a vision of what I want to draw. But I'll do some sketches in my pencil sketches in my sketchbook of characters, of layout and things. And then when I'm happy with it, I scan it into my computer, and I use a special pen called a Wacom tablet.
A what?
A Wacom tablet.
That's great. Can I have one of them?
Crazy.
I think I need one of them.
It's
what is a Wacom tablet? Come on, because we are uninitiated. Tell us a little bit more. Is it like an Etch-a-Sketch or something like that?
Yeah, it's a bit like an Etch-a-Sketch. It enables me to... it's a special pen that's connected to my screen, and it enables me to trace the image directly onto my screen. And then I can... The beauty of it, once it's on the computer, and I use a program called Photoshop, the beauty of it is that you can then move things around. If I want something to look bigger, I can blow it up quite easily. And it's a kind of modern way of editing, and you can rub things out and
start again.
And start again. Press undo. It's genius, really.
how technical things have got better and better. I used to use a rubber myself, but now you rub it as you go along. So the Phuket colouring book itself, it's unique. It's the first of its kind. It comes with some crayons on it as well. 22 island scenes to cover, and it's also got a nice little touch in it as well, because we're contributing towards charity as well. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, with every book you buy, a little bit of money goes to the Phuket Has Been Good to Us Foundation.
We've had them on the show here before, so that's
and they actually they have an after-school club, and quite a lot of the kids participate in the competition, which has been great. And yeah,
it's really good for the kids to get involved with this. Okay, can I just ask you, before we actually talk a little bit more about where this book you can get hold of right now? In fact, you'll get it anywhere. Very soon it'll be all over the island, and we're getting there with them now. What's your favourite illustration that you've actually put? Taking out the elephant one, okay?
Oh, there's so many.
You see, because I need to describe this on the air. Let me just tell you, there's bird watching, there's at the beach. I mean, it's like a tour guide of Phuket here. The big buddas in there, getting around. It's also got the motorcycles, which is in there. Market shopping, also the Penang roads on there as well. Floating restaurants, even the cabaret. Did you go to the cabaret to get that one?
I did.
Did you?
I went to Simon Cabaret.
Very nice.
And that was great fun to do, actually, because I love drawing costumes and things. There were some great costumes in that. James
Bond Island, that's in there. Boxing, Muay Thai. I'm just sort of asking you to actually do one now. I mean, the massage one is good as well. I mean, with the old feet being rubbed on the dog there. So, come on, tell me which is your favourite one in there.
Oh, I'd have to say I like the sidecar, actually. I like the getting around.
That's what Sam has,
yeah.
you know, from our breakfast show. He has one of them, you see, so.
That was one of the early ones I did, and that's just from every day going out on the bike and seeing the most amazing sidecars packed full of children, of food, there's just, wherever you look, there's a sidecar, and I think it's amazing, and it's like nothing I've ever seen in any other country, and I was very inspired to draw that as soon as I saw them.
Well, I'm going to tell you very shortly where you can get this colouring book, but I just want to sort of wrap up speaking to Sophie now, because Sophie, you've got some good news yourself happening very soon, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I'm going to have a baby.
Yay! When's the baby due?
October 21st.
Now, two things I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Will you, by the way, you obviously know if it's a boy or girl, then?
Yeah, it's a girl.
Okay,
yeah.
That's good. So will she follow the footsteps of Mum, do you think? Will you, like your dad did, or you just try and naturally let her do things? Because you are in an ideal position, because every mum wants to draw things for their kids, and you're going to be able to do this.
I know, it would be very useful. If she gets bored, I'll just draw her a picture and she can colour it in.
That's really good, and we'll obviously give you one of the Phuket colouring books, so you can have one as well to give to you. Well, congratulations to you and your husband, and good luck
Thanks
with your
very
imminent
much.
arrival in a couple of months' time. And thanks very much indeed for coming in to speak to us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great, and I say you've got to get to have a look at this Phuket colouring book, because obviously when you go inside, because they say never judge a book by its cover, when you go inside you can see everything about Phuket from an educational point of view, never mind just filling it in from a colourful side of things. There's all sorts of stuff in there, but it's been great having you in the studio today. Thank you very much indeed, Sophie, and good luck with the book as well, and hopefully you'll come back and speak to us soon.